Hi everyone, my name is Ruben and I'm here to introduce what chain locks are, how it works on a high level, and what problems it seeks to solve. And chain locks in Firo was actually activated on the 28th of January 2021, and it was an answer to certain shortcomings of pure proof of work chains. Now, proof of work is actually pretty good as a method of fair distribution of coins, especially when you compare them to ICOs or pre-sales. And it was the earliest way to reach consensus in a decentralized network as we see in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. And this is also why coins that use this model of distribution of their coins are also known as fair launch coins. However, proof of work isn't without its drawbacks. The security model of proof of work means that the chain is secured by computational power, and anyone who manages to control a significant amount of the computational power can get effective control of the blockchain. And this is also called as a 51% mining attack. Such a person can actually decide which transactions should be processed, and he can even reverse transactions, which is obviously undesirable. Now, in the kind of competitive mining environment today that we have today, along with markets like NiceHash, where you can rent computational power, the cost of attack on the chain is often a fraction of the value of the network it secures. And we have seen many chains, including ourselves, get attacked through 51% mining attacks. And this is unfortunately allowed by design. It's part of proof of work. And we can just take a quick look here, just without naming names. You can see that some of the attack costs are like, $25, $50. And as you can see, many of the hash rate is actually rentable. And even if it's not, there might be other ways to actually get this hash rate. So, if we are trying to secure a financial system, obviously, the attack cost has to be a lot more to secure the value. Now, the other kind of weakness of proof of work is that transactions require several confirmations before they can be considered secure. So, if you've dealt with a exchange, it will say you need 10 confirmation or 12 confirmations for your deposit to be recognized. And this is because pure proof of work blockchains are not completely immutable as usually taught, but transactions can be rewound as long as a chain with more accumulated work appears. And this is what 51% attacks do. You can actually basically rewind history and play your own version of the history. Of course, in most cases, as more blocks built on top of it, the more difficult this becomes. But for the most part, the determination of how many confirmations is safe is rather subjective. And this is actually a real major usability drawback and makes it problematic for transactions that need quick finality, such as face-to-face transactions, right? You're not going to wait for two or three confirmations on Bitcoin, which is like 20 to 30 minutes. Now, chain locks, what we have done here, actually solves both these weaknesses because it allows instant confirmation of blocks once confirmed. And what it means is that single confirmations can be considered secure. The other thing is that 51% attacks can no longer happen unless chain locks are broken first, and we'll see how difficult this is. So what this means is that we get the kind of distribution benefits of proof of work, and also tying it to a real life item, so which is energy. And while we get this desirable instant finality and good protection. And how does it do this, right? So unlike many other chains, Firo actually pays, it has incentivized infrastructure, which means that people who run nodes and back them with 1,000 Firo actually earn a share of the block reward, which is currently 35%. And this currently kind of translates to around 11% per annum. And these nodes actually perform specialized functions for the network. And why do we have this 1,000 Firo collateral? We don't want someone spinning up a few thousand nodes without actually having an actual interest in the coin, because we want to prevent cyber attacks. And this is the reason why we have that 1,000 Firo as collateral. And Basically, these nodes actually kind of organize themselves in groups of 400, and this is all done kind of deterministically, kind of semi-randomly. And what it does is that this form quorums of 400, and these quorums of 400 will actually vote on which block it saw first. So what this means, it sees all these blocks and the 400 master nodes together will say like, okay, I saw this block first. And if 60% of the quorum signs off on it, what it means is that they will actually sign that this block should be considered final. And this actually serves as a checkpoint and prevents any other block from overriding it. So that means the block is final once this quorum has signed it. Now, there's not just one quorum, there are actually several quorums existing at any certain time, and each block actually kind of like semi-randomly picks, or what we call deterministically picks the quorum to decide which group of master nodes should vote. So it is pretty hard to kind of take over the network. So now if you want to do a 51% attack, you will also, instead of just having the mining power, which as you can see can be quite cheap, you now also need to control around half the master nodes. And this is going to be pretty expensive. So right now, if we have around like 4,000 master nodes active, if you're saying that we need to get 2,000 master nodes to turn off chain locks, that's about, with current prices, about 12 million USD worth of Firo. And obviously, if someone is actually trying to acquire like, 2 million coins, it's most likely that this price is going to be a lot higher, as so much large buying would actually drive the price up of the coin. Now, if you notice that, with chain locks, you will see that, as you said, single confirmations are considered secure. And there are also some calculations here which show like the probability of compromising it. But this is kind of the summary, right? That you really kind of need 50% of the master nodes to actually have any sort of effect to disable chain locks. And even if you disable chain locks, you still need to have that mining hashing power. So it is a pretty good sort of a two-tier security system. So now some exchanges have actually recognized the security of chain locks, like Binance, and you notice that they recognize deposits of Firo after one network confirmation. I hope this explanation of chain locks has been helpful and shows how the technology in the Firo is making it practical, safe, and easy to use as money. And if you like this video and stay in touch with Firo's updates or learn about technology, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.